The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful singer-songwriter and the multi-talented musician from the Motor City. He's got a couple albums out, Excuses, XYZ, and he has a plethora of singles like 0-100, Just Love You, also Falling Hard, Million, New Friend, a lot more. And we'll be playing his latest release coming up as well, too, Just Love You. And this guy will tell you an amazing story on how he's managed to work a job that is not your typical 9-to-5 and helping serve customers all over the world and making people happy and making one guy rich of sorts. And yet he also managed to have a music career as well, too. So a dual career person just like many of us. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the beautiful city of Detroit in his plush studio, ladies and gentlemen, David Christopher, best known as DaChri. David, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Hey, we're doing great. And you're out of the Motor City, and you also work a job on the overnights, and we caught you at a good time, or unless you have to go into work right away. You singer, songwriter, multi-talented musician. You've got a couple of albums all called Excuses and XYZ. You also have some singles like 0-100, according to Spotify, Just Love You, and The Boy with the Big Heart, and also Falling Hard, Million, and a lot more. And you just got a lot of music out there, and you managed to take on some full-time work at the same time. And before we do that, tell us how you first got started in music.
How did I first get started in music? Well, I guess we can attribute that to my father. He's a big music lover. No one in my house is musical. I just kind of got swept up in liking different genres and different having different influences growing up, R&B, pop, hip-hop, gospel. And then when I was in high school, I kind of got drafted in this singing, dancing group. And that's where it really first started for me. I fell in love, and I just kind of never looked back ever since.
Mm-hmm. So. And of course, you also have a lot of multimedia as well, too, like on Spotify, Facebook, SoundCloud, and everything else. We'll get to those songs in just a minute. And what was that moment that precisely influenced you into what you're doing today?
So yeah, growing up, I was in an R&B group. I was in a couple rock bands. I did the singer-songwriter acoustic writers round thing for a while. And this current DaChri project kind of started. I actually live in Nashville now. I was doing the songwriter thing, kind of, trying to give songs to different artists and pitch them and whatnot, and sync licensing. And then what happened was I had a bunch of songs that I really believed in, and they didn't get picked up by any licensing companies or any artists. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to put these out. And I officially never was a solo artist ever. And so what happens is you get all these songs of these different varieties and different genres that are all representations of me. But you get me as an artist now, which was kind of I describe it as a beautiful accident, because it wasn't really meant to be. It was supposed to be me as a songwriter being the voice behind someone else's voice, and now we have this beautiful thing known as DaChri. So,
and that's amazing as well too. And besides some of the genres you had mentioned as well too, like pop, R&B, gospel, and the like. And who are some of your other favorite artists, musicians, and singers growing up?
Oh wow! So I liked Michael Jackson and Prince. We were big fans of them. We grew up in Motown, Detroit, so we had Boys to Men and the Temptations, the Four Tops, Supremes, all those classic groups. And then I was big into like Justin Timberlake and Craig David and Jason Mraz, just a lot of different people across the spectrum. Always a Beatles fan, but then in the last few years kind of really dug in and understood why they were so great. And different Beach Boys, different people and different, just kind of the greats in every genre. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it sounds like an amazing genre as well, too. We'll talk about some of your singles and albums in just a minute. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with DaChri from Detroit, now based in Nashville here on the Mike Wagner Show. You got a couple albums out called Excuses and XYZ, and you can tell us about your two releases on EP.
Yeah, those songs, XYZ was the first song I had ever done a music video for, and it was kind of just a one-day session I did with my producer, Brian White, and I said I wanted a song that was very kind of like rap singy, and that's what came out, and I'm really proud of that, and hopefully I get to do more videos here soon. Then Excuses was that was a collaboration between one of my friends. Her name is Kate Puckett. That song actually we wrote to potentially give to somebody else, another artist or what have you, and it ended up being so great that we're like, well, we're going to release this as a unit. And this is right at the beginning of me doing the DaChri thing, so I was like, well, I can do this as my artistry, and you can do this as yours, and it's turned out wonderful. So yeah.
It sounds wonderful as well, too, that you write something for somebody else, but then you realize that, hey, mine sounds better, and I think it works out that way. That's well done, I have to say that. And you also had some singles as well, too, like 02100. You also have The Boy with the Big Heart, and this is off the Spotify, and you can also check them out at Spotify.com under DaChri, which is DaChri. I hope I got that right. Also Distraction, Drip, New Friend, and more. And tell us about some of your singles.
So there's one in particular, Fallen Hard is my most played song on Spotify. That song actually wrote for there's a boy band that was looking for songs or whatever, and that one sounded a little more. I don't want to say it sounded more youthful than the sound I was going for, but it was just so good. After me and my friends wrote it, and we tried to pitch it to that boy band and different other artists, and they didn't take it, and it just didn't work out. But I believed in the song so much that I was like, I have to release this, and it's turned out to be one of my most popular songs. So I think the cool thing about that is that there's a youthfulness to all of us, and there's a exuberant joy of being feeling like it's kind of like a high school kind of first falling in love kind of song, and I think that song can take us all back to that space, that era for our lives. And then another one, New Friend was one of the first ones I've ever released as a DaChri, and it was I don't know, I was listening to a lot of Justin Timberlake and kind of Usher and things of that nature, and I was trying to kind of emulate something that they would do, and it's just about sometimes people, they meet somebody online and they're like, well, this girl is probably more popular than me, so I'm not gonna try to it's kind of the whole millennial dilemma, I guess, nowadays. Like back in the old days, people would meet people in person, but nowadays you meet people online, and it was me putting my creating it's a fictional story about me creating a trying to talk to a young lady that I don't know via the internet. Basically, she's way out of my league, and just kind of the walking through that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like a case of it's not you, it's me, or in a case of LOL or whatever cast you put it in too. So that's what's more sound like. So yeah, that's what it sounds like. And also, what do you base your lyrics on most of your songs?
So I consider myself more so a fiction writer than a first person narrative kind of writer. So most of the songs that I write, they're not, I imagine them, they're imaginary. I like to kind of create a story that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, but they're not necessarily always my story. Sometimes they are, but most of the things I write they're kind of imaginative. And I enjoy writing like that because it doesn't limit me in what I can say or what I can do. If I'm just writing about my life or those around me, I'm going to hit a wall eventually where these are the certain things I could talk about. So I've kind of taken the approach of just kind of fictional writing. I like just different artists that do that write like that. So I've kind of taken that upon myself to just I like a lot of movies and sci-fi and indie artsy flicks, and just like I would like to write songs that kind of parallel that, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of how I write.
That's interesting. You talk about being more of a fictional writer. You also talk about basing some of your lyrics on sci-fi and other movies and everything. What are some of your favorite movies growing up?
Oh wow. So I like let's see here. Favorite movies. I've always been a big fan of anything Spielberg. So he obviously is one of the greats. I just recently watched E.T. as an adult. I love it.
Phone
I was just like, how great was this movie? Like even now in 2020, how great is this movie still? Just all the Indiana Jones movies, just anything that kind of, I like things that take you out of your everyday element and take you to a place where it's like, well, this is so far fetched for my everyday. Star Wars, just everything that can that doesn't seem like it could possibly happen. I like that kind of stuff, and that kind of inspires me to start writing, and then I kind of get where I get these songs that I have where it's like, oh wow, that never happened in my life, but it just sounds like it could. And I think too another thing is, deep down I would love for one of my songs to be in a movie at some point. So I think it's all kind of a full circle package, like I write fictional stuff in hopes that my songs can hopefully be in a movie or a Netflix show or what have you,
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I think a lot of people are doing that too, is submitting into movie streaming services like Netflix, Hulu or even Voodoo, I think it's Walmart or whatever is out there, or even the independent companies, that's been the way to go these days. And who are some of your favorite writers growing up as well, too? Or who are some of your favorite writers right now?
Okay, yeah. Growing up, it was Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They wrote a lot of the stuff for New Edition and Janet Jackson back in the day. Quincy Jones did a lot of the Michael Jackson stuff. And then David Foster and Diane Warren. And then now today it would be Ryan Tedder. He's the man. He's writing all the pop stuff for everybody. And Charlie Puth, those guys, they are just like dominating. And I want to be because I'm still writing for other artists as well as doing my own stuff. I want to be a versatile writer, so I don't want to just write pop or R&B. I live in Nashville now, so I might dive into the country song space. I know that's a whole different world, and I have to get my chops up to do that. But that's definitely a challenge that is on my it's in my scope. That's something that I'm definitely trying to accomplish. So yeah, those are probably be my favorites right now. I'm sure I left somebody out. I always do, but those are some of my favorite writers, I think.
Well, later on when you get more experience as well, too, I'm sure that will come up, and maybe awards, you can say, I think it for this, and make sure you don't forget. We're going to play Just Love You in just a second from DaChri, but first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. It's powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with singer-songwriter DaChri, born and raised in Detroit, now in Nashville here on the Mike Wagner Show. Right now, here's the latest from DaChri. Here's Just Love You here on the Mike Wagner Show.
We've been at it for a minute. If you leave it up to me, I'll say we're far from finished. Oh, girl, I know that you didn't step out wearing denim that's nice and fitted. Maybe we are in over our heads, and that's how we like it. Why know you and I both got these feelings, but why do we hide it? I just love you in every single way. Wanna love you from the night until the day. I just love you. I know you want me to. After all that we've been through, I just wanna love you. I just love you. All your friends see the changes. They know that I am the reason. Although you don't wanna say it, I can see it on your face when we're alone, baby. Maybe we are in over our heads, and that's how we like it. Why know you and I both got these feelings, but why do we hide it? I just love you in every single way. Wanna love you from the night until the day. I just love you. I know you want me to. After all that we've been through, I just, you're a girl like no other, no other. I think that I might just love you, and You're a girl like no other, no other. I think that I might just love you. I just love you in every single way. Wanna love you from the night until the day. I just love you. I know you want me to. After all that we've been through, I just wanna love you. I just love you. I just love you. After all that we've been through, I just wanna love you. You're a girl like no other. Wanna love you. And I think I just love you. I just love you. You're a girl like no other. And I think that I might just love you.
Just Love You from DaChri here on the Mike Wagner Show. And tell us more about that song and what inspired you to write Just Love You.
Yeah, so just like a lot of these the first songs that I've put out, that was a song that when we wrote it, we didn't know if it was going to be for me or for whoever. So basically our process is we just get in the studio every other day at this point, and we just write songs, and then we kind of just figure out after they're done if they're a DaChri song or for somebody else. And this one kind of sat on the hard drive for a minute, and we went back and listened to it, and I was like, oh man, this song is really great. And I let a few of my friends hear it, and they were ecstatic about it. So I was like, well, I have to release this song. And it's just about, it's just about being in a relationship and just being at that part, at that juxtaposition where you're like, well, we can take this thing further and make this thing more of a serious thing, or we can, kind of just call it. And that's kind of what it's about. It's just about that realization that you are in love with someone, and you just wanted to like express it and shout it to the mountains, shout it to the world, So it's just that exuberance and that overwhelming joy of being in love. So that's kind of what we wanted to. And it's a summer song, and we wanted to, I think there's so much negativity going on right now. We wanted to just spread some positivity and love with that. So that's what it's about.
And of course, it's a lesson to be learned as well, too, in times like these. Of course, you pour a lot of love in that song. And where can we find Just Love You and your other singles at?
You can find me on Spotify and Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Play. It's just DaChri, DaChri, and that song was Just Love You. And there's plenty others and plenty more to come.
It sounds like it, too. And speaking of plenty to come with DaChri here on the Mike Wagner Show, what can we expect from in 2020 and beyond going into 2021?
Well, I have I have some guys that put their spins on Just Love You. So we have a remix EP coming out, and they'll have a couple of remixes of the song Just Love You, and then I have a lovely single coming out in August with a music video, and then what I'm calling a mixtape coming out in September, which is basically just a mix of all the styles that sum up DaChri, and it's going to be a mini album basically, and I'm super excited about that, and I hope it reaches a lot of people, and that'll be out in September. So yes sir, just keep continuing to put out music and continue to find my sound on this journey and grow my audience.
Sounds great. Looking forward to having you on in 2021 and beyond as well, too. Keep us up to date. Got some great things going. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career, DaChri?
My biggest influence? Well, I guess it would have to be a mixture of I enjoy a lot of the Michael Jackson stuff where, like, especially like the songs where he can bring people together, Heal the World, Black or White, that kind of thing. And then I enjoy Coldplay a lot as well. Like their videos were above, beyond this world, and their songs are so catchy and still relevant today. So probably a blend of the two of those for sure.
That is amazing. What's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
The best advice I would give anybody is if you believe that you are meant to do this, don't give up. Surround yourself with people that are going to give you advice and continue to lift you up and help you in the areas that you lack. Surround yourself with positive people. Always ask for feedback on your material, and just continue to progress. Don't ever stay stagnant.
Mm-hmm. And that's so true today as well, too. Once again, DaChri, or David Christopher in real life here on the Mike Wagner Show. DaChri, a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to it again soon. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Once again, it's DaChri, DaChri. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at I am DaChri, IAMDACHRI. I have music on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon. And like I said, I have Just Love You is out right now. Please, I appreciate everyone's support and love on that song. And there's more songs to come, one song a month, and then the mixtape in September. And maybe a couple more surprises after that. So.
And we're so looking forward to it. Once again, DaChri, a very big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. We'd love you to have back on in 2020 and 2021 and beyond. You've been great.
Thank you, Mike. You guys have a wonderful day.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.